What an exciting project we've got ahead of us.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
One of the first jobs that Kevin ever helped us with was cutting this tree down because it was starting to look a little bit on the dodgy side. And today we're using the wood from this tree that we milled at Kevin's mill to make a log storage.
We bought this 1980s house with everything included, and we're now attempting to transform it into our dream home. Last week, we brought an abandoned engine back to life.
Get in there!
Launched our $50 boat and escaped to Montana. This week, we're getting our boat ready for summer, celebrating July 4th with friends, and taking on our biggest woodworking project we've ever attempted, building a traditional log shed with our neighbor, Kevin.
Well, our friends are on the way from Montana. It's going to be an exciting weekend. And quite a few of you have noticed our boat that's been tucked away in the corner. We got this late last year. It's been Mary Hannah's dream to have a boat for as long as she can remember. And one of the first things we did when we moved up here, especially with the lake just being at the end of the drive, is buy a boat. We spend 6 months of the year just looking at this boat tucked away. But now that the summer's here and it's 4th of July weekend, there ain't a better weekend than to get this on the water. I'm hoping that it starts easily, but this is the first time I've ever had to winterize a boat or anything, so I'm hoping that I did it all right, because you do hear some horror stories about water staying in the engine and cracking and all sorts, so yeah, hopefully I've not done that. Well, it definitely looks like it needs a clean. Hopefully there isn't mice and stuff in here. I can't fully remember what I need to put back together as well. I did take the drain plugs out when I winterized it, so I need to make sure I get all these back in. I also need to remember where I got them from. Oh, so on the ends there. Yeah. Right, first start after sitting for 6 months. The battery's hooked up. I'll lower that. I've hooked up the hose pipe to the motor, so that should keep it cool. Right, here we go, fingers crossed. Neutral. Is the battery dead? What does that mean? Yeah, I think the battery's low. Right, let's get the charger on it. I've put the jumper pack on. Let's give it a try. Oh, there we go. She's alive. Nice one, I'm happy about that. Oh, I can see someone.
I'm so excited.
It's just heard it start up from upstairs and she's shouting out the window and she's so excited. The boating stuff is definitely on her side, not mine. Whoa. I'm from the middle of England where I did not grow up on boats, but she absolutely loves boating, so she's going to be a happy bunny.
Our friends made it super late last night, and they're doing a little intro this morning to see how Benji does with their 2 doggos. And I think he remembers them from last week. On the adoption paperwork from the shelter, it said that he's super reactive with dogs. And so little moments like this just makes me so proud. He's come such a long way. Look at these sweeties, they're off of the leash. Casual morning activity.
We have a tube!
We just got back from the boat and we're planning to have a World Cup party here in a couple of weeks for the finals. But Anchor has sent us out a projector setup and it's supposed to be awesome. So we're gonna set it up tonight while we have friends in town and try it out.
This is gonna be cool. What do you wanna watch?
To watch a World Cup game.
It's a shame England's playing tomorrow, not today. Oh, and they go on the thingamabob.
So these have little legs.
Oh, that's fun. This is left. Okay, so that's here. These are insane. So do they come off or do they stay there?
No, then they come off. So they have a little lock button. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. This might be the fanciest thing we've ever owned. Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I'd like to welcome everybody to Huckleberry Cottage. My friend Andy's come over from Bozeman and just like to say a few words.
I would just like to say,
Happy 250th birthday to the best country in the world.
Staring at it.
Red, white and blue is the best flag in the world.
Amen.
Thank you so much. That's for that.
That's Thank you guys so much. This is so fun.
Karaoke.
It's getting better and better.
Thank
bring
you.
it down south.
Y'all, our friends left earlier today, and Andy and I feel like we rented a lake house, and we're at summer camp all weekend. It has been so much fun. The weather's been perfect. The boat was a blast. 4th of July was awesome. Last night was so fun with karaoke, and it's just been an absolute blast and exactly what Andy and I needed. So we're headed into the week refreshed and ready to take on some projects.
Well, what an exciting project we've got ahead of us. For those of you that have been here from the start, I don't know if you can remember, but Kevin cut this tree down. That was one of the first jobs Kevin ever helped us with, and the tree went from there, and the end of it actually went across the road, so it's a really big tree. And then we took that to Kevin's mill, where we milled it into different pieces, and now we're going to turn that lumber into a log storage area. But it's not going to be a simple log storage area. I thought this is the perfect time to try and soak up as much knowledge as I can from Kevin about learning a lot more about timber framing. So this is going to be a good one.
Kevin's driving up the driveway with all the wood.
Good. We were great. 3.5 inches to spare.
Morning, Kevin.
Oh, good morning, Mary.
How are you?
Oh, good. How about you today?
Good. I love seeing the tractor come up.
Oh, good. Well, I thought, oh, I'm not going to fit between that shelter and the...
Would you like a coffee?
Well, if there's no trouble.
Oh,
gosh.
Kevin, it is
Oh.
never trouble.
I think
Oh, don't let me-
Kevin wants a iced coffee with caramel and
Never.
Never.
Could do horizontal too, with a sink, and then leave a space
Yeah.
between them for airflow.
I do like it when it's all horizontal.
Uh huh.
I love
Also,
that
it
look.
matches the house.
Mhm.
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah, we'll just set 2 of them on there. So basically, first we're just gonna let's double check our length, but we should be about 9'6". Oh, we're just under 9 feet because we know we got plenty of height.
So now are we trying to cut ends off and make sure the ends are square?
Yeah, we're gonna do both. We're gonna cut our ends, so I'll lay this out. We won't take too much meat off of here. So notice I squared off of our reference face and reference edge. I'll come down and square our other line here. We'll just do one at a
because
time.
It's thinner here than it is there. So had we just used that for, it wouldn't have been a square cut.
Exactly, yes, yeah. Where that was just probably cut with a chainsaw off the log. We'll just roll it over. These will do a 2-inch tenon. So basically we're just gonna center that. And we have 7 inches, slightly over 7. So we're gonna be just a touch over 3.5. You know what I like to do? Like my old friend says, I don't know if it's the right way, but this is the way I do it. For 2 9/16. And then I check it at this end too, just to make sure that's 2 9/16. Nice straight tenon will save you a lot of time when you're fitting that together. You know, the only reason that cut all the way through is I had the handsaw ready. You wouldn't believe how many cords I've cut over the years, Andy. You'll get cleaner joinery if you cut this first. You'll do your rip cut or your long grain first, and then do your cross grain second. You'll get a better finished corner. We can clean that up with a chisel too, but chuck them in there. What I'm doing, I'm just trying to hold the flat back of that right on my work, just to keep that nice and flat. Just makes it go together a lot better. It is a little bit of moisture in there, so it's pretty stringy. We might do a neat little trick, cutting some little tiny kerfs, just real shallow, in the bottoms in a crosshatch pattern, and then that lets that air get in underneath that post, and they'll last a ton longer. Yeah.
Don't judge me though, they're just plastic saw horses.
I've got a couple old pairs of these.
They're definitely not as strong as these.
They're sure easy to move around though. It's a little bit tricky.
If you could just get that one end on one block, I can just walk it in.
Oh, okay.
I can get that.
Oh, okay.
You can pull the tractor out.
Oh gosh, Andy, be careful.
Oh, food's ready.
Oh, golly. This color.
Are all 3 of these from that tree?
Yeah, yeah. Everything, all these, and then all the siding, and then there's some more boards too that we can use for framing, and yeah.
So cool.
And the tenants are cut out on these ones.
Oh, I didn't even notice these.
So.
Oh, here.
No, I didn't even notice those.
Oh yeah, those two are for the back.
Did you do that today?
Yeah.
Kevin just did it.
Yeah, we just cut the tenons are easy. Yeah, the mortises take a little bit. We're getting ready to.
Wow.
It's going to look so nice.
So
Now-
cool.
Oh, watch out for slivers,
I'm
dear.
so excited.
Yeah, and then you can play with, I mean, if you wanted to do a stain similar to the house, I think I did bring over, I like mixing boiled linseed oil with the stain because it really soaks into that
that's a good
wood.
idea.
Just
Just to help nourish it.
yeah, it kind of feeds the wood. Yeah, we used to mix up beeswax and
I don't know if I want to stain it the color of the house. I feel like
You want to stand down
we could
now?
play. I've got a lot of different stains
yeah, I'd
too.
love
If you wanted to
to
play
play around
with
with
some.
Just looking for which face you like best.
Yeah, and this is a pretty nice face. There's
Yeah.
no checks, but I'm thinking if we go maybe right at 16 feet, we want to take quite a bit off of that end because it's got a little bit of punk there. And that would give us 2 feet of overhang on each side if you went 12 foot.
Yeah.
Hi, how you doing? You miss your buddies? Murphy, and I can't remember the other dog's name. You were good buddies? I mean, it was really tall.
Okay, so now that we've got the posts cut, we're now going to do the knee braces. It's coming together pretty quickly and it's a perfect day for it, I'd say, wouldn't you, Kevin?
It is. It's a little hard to picture. So this is the tenon here. That'll be cut in there. So this part will show.
Okay,
So
yeah.
we really just need this measurement right there, 10 3/8. Check it on this one. And that's going to be the width of our mortises up here on our...
So this is basically a small version of the barn.
Yeah, right. Right. I just had 3 and 4 foot knee braces.
It's made for it. Okay, so is that one done for now?
Yeah, for now. I'll just cut that guy.
So now you can see the angle of this 45 knee brace, but you don't want it to just be the full thickness. So now Kevin's just going to cut that down pretty much half,
Much halfway.
and then it will sit inside the post then.
All right. Okay, there they are. Golly, I need everything on a tether, Andy. Okay, let's just lacerate that little guy.
Oh yeah, and for those that were watching Kevin do the kitchen, at the time your Milwaukee was broken, right?
Yeah, it was.
Which Milwaukee I think's got a good reputation, but Milwaukee fixed that for you for free.
Yeah, for free.
Yeah.
They gave me a brand new saw, Andy. No questions asked. Yeah, it was awesome. I wished I would have found out what went wrong with it, you know?
Yeah.
I said, just quit. Sorry, Grace, I forgot my safety glasses. I had them on my head. Old habits, they die hard. Okay, now we'll describe them with our framing square. And there's our 1.5" tenon right there. Yeah, that's...
Okay, so there's a little bit of flattening out to do now. So if this don't fit perfectly, we know who to blame now.
No, you have to put your initials by it, Andy. You know?
Wow, Kevin makes this look so easy. Even just this chiseling stuff.
You'll get a feel, Andy. I'll show you a little trick. The smaller one, and you can just kind of twist that.
Yeah.
And also, you can come in at an angle. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you go. Yeah. Yeah, that. It could use some sharpening, honestly.
Wow, this one's sharp.
Now that is a little sharper. Just check our thickness. Yeah, it's still a little bit big. Our lengths, just great. That's good. Right there, this could be a touch. I'm gonna go just a little bit more. I'd like to cut this right here. Pretty deep so it doesn't chip it up. There we go.
I'm just going to clean these edges up now after the, what's that tool called, Kevin?
Chain mortiser?
The chain mortar. After the chain mortar, basically it's just like a little chainsaw that goes in the right depth.
Yeah. Okay. Mary had a copyright taking her bike for a joyride.
I'm glad it's getting put to good use.
Go ahead, give it a spin if you want, Andy. Trigger's right here. Just keep your hands away from that blade. Stick that on first, Andy.
I make that look hard.
No, you screw that back.
But when I do it, it seems to grab. When you do it, it seems smooth.
Oh, I think it's just maybe you didn't have that, you know, I force it
Oh,
pretty good.
I didn't realise it locked.
Yeah, it does. It locks.
Have a look.
I just had a go.
Did you?
Yeah.
Doing what?
Is it plunge saw?
Oh, chain mortiser?
Chain mortiser.
Wow.
You can run it
Oh,
if
is this
want,
what you
or-
used on the columns in there? Yeah, I remember this thing.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
This is so cool, Andy.
Yeah. This is going to be the nicest building on our property.
Oh, no.
So funny when y'all first talked about, oh, we'll do a wood shed. I was like imagining like, I don't know.
A pallet wood.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, that sounds cool, you know? No, this is next level. Sweet. Oh, this is gonna look amazing. You know what I love too is it kind of emulates what's in the kitchen.
Yeah,
That's so cool.
If our
And then
map is
these
right.
are gonna be,
those are the posts, so
Okay,
they'll go
cool.
into this,
Yep.
and then those notches we're doing now will be this other little
that's amazing.
mortise. Yes.
It's bigger than I thought. It's awesome.
Yeah, and then like I said, we've left this main beam
Yeah.
is plenty long, so we could either do some detail on it, or we can even get it up and just see what you guys think. We don't need
I
to.
think the overhang's gonna be quite cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
You
man.
know?
It'd be nice. Like I say, especially you could even use that for storage on the outside.
Mhm.
Maybe even another row of firewood.
Perfect.
All right. But what you can do, Andy, is just check off here. So we know we got a housing there. I've got a little 1/2 mark representing, and then we can see, you know, if we're square off of there, you can just double check before you put everything together. Because basically we'll just slide, you know, put these on the posts and then slide everything together at the same time.
Okay, so we've got the big front beam cut. It's got the tenant and mortar cut out. Now we're going to try putting the posts into it, and then we're just going to dry fit it all now. And we've moved it down from where it's going. Of course, Kevin just made a good point. Well, if we assemble it in front of where we're going to do it, when we come to excavate it, because I need to excavate into this hillside a little bit, well, it's going to be in the way. So we've moved it down, and we'll assemble it, dry fit it, make sure everything's good, and then we'll disassemble it and then put it back over there is the plan. So then these have to go in at the same time.
Yeah. There we go.
Oh, nice one.
Going pretty good.
There we go.
Pretty close, Andy.
It's not far off. It's going. Yep. That's looking good to me.
Wood on that. That's pretty close. So you can size pegs in the field with a block plane, but it's a lot easier on the shaving horse. There we go. We could do, I mean, even those shorter ones on these will stick out 3.5, 4 inches. It's great to hang flower pots or something on. I mean, if you take those shavings, put a little dryer lint and candle wax, pour them into an egg carton, put them in your backpack. Greatest fire starter known to man. Yeah, they're great.
We're up and at 'em, I'd say early, but by the time I've gone around to Kevin's house, he's probably been up about 4 hours. But we're back at it today. Yesterday we got all that main front frame, which is the main part, that's the bit that you're going to see. We got all that built up. Kevin got some pegs made up this morning, so we're going to put the pegs in there, and then we're going to start building the rest of it. I'm really excited for this stuff. It's going to be so nice as well because, yes, it feels a bit overkill for a log storage, but we'll be looking straight out of the kitchen. This banking here is opposite the big kitchen window, so this is what we'll be looking out at for years to come. And I don't know, there's something so cool about knowing that this tree came off the land and then Kevin milled it and then Kevin built it, and you know what I mean? It just adds so much more to it.
The thing is, Andy, I thought I'd try to get most of these in. That's a good tight one. Before we lift it up too high, you know, because we might lose our clamp there.
And although the pegs need to be obviously round to go in the hole, they don't actually want to be too round. They need to have like a bit of edge. I don't know if you can see this on the camera, but that edge actually helps it bite in there a lot better. Because if it was too perfectly smooth and perfectly round, it can back out. Right, moment of truth. We're going to try and stand this up as well. We have added some little braces just so it don't put too much stress on the joints until it's perfectly upright. This is cool. It's going to be quite tight with the tractor, but it should do it. Wow, having equipment is a no-brainer. This is gonna look so good. No, Benji gone. No, no, come on, come on. Good boy, stay.
We might have to shim up. It looks like that side might be a little low. How did it do? I think we're okay. Andy.
It is big.
It's pretty tall, isn't it? I kind of wonder if we ought to cut a little off, but we can always cut some off. Okay, Andy, that's probably good for now, at least to drive our stake.
Down. What do you think of the height? Oh dear.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure whether it needs to be lower or not.
Yeah, but it's gonna curve. It's gonna slope back, right?
Yeah, this way.
Yeah. I think it's quite cool.
Good morning, Mary Hannah. Oh, good. How about you today?
This looks so good.
Oh, good. What do
I
you
actually
think
like the
about-
height.
Oh, do you? Oh, good.
Yeah, Andy was just asking.
Yeah, I was worried that it might be we can always cut it off.
It looks so nice, doesn't it? I think it will make it look smaller once it's into the hillside.
I think it will.
So the front portion is up now, we've got it on blocks, it's all level. Now we can start building this back wall. Kevin milled two 2x10s and we're putting two of them together. So we're getting the beam ready, that'll go across the backside here. And we didn't mill one, that was really thick, so we're putting two together, two of them together, if that makes sense.
Oh, we got a little gap there and there, don't I? Oh, I forgot, you have your cordless nailer.
Yeah.
Nice, Andy.
You've not had a go yet, have you?
Oh, I haven't. Oh. That's looking great, Andy.
Have a go, see what you think.
Oh, yeah. I'll have to try that. How fast? That's awesome. It sinks them good.
Right now we're laying it all out and we're making sure it's square before we lift it up. So the backside's not going to have all mortise and tenon. Obviously you can't see it for one. And I can only use so much of Kevin's time to help me, so.
Oh, no.
That's going to look so good. This is so cool. You can get a really good idea for how it's going to look now. It's like 8 foot deep, and then at the top, to the top there is like inside, is it like 8.5 foot high?
9 foot, a little
9
over 9
foot.
foot.
This is going to be so cool. Sausage,
Yeah.
you want to come and have a look?
Oh my goodness. Wow. This is awesome. This is such a good size.
This one, and then we'll go and check that other diagonal. And chances are we've got to move it a little bit. 152 and a big 5/8. So let's see what we got here. And a 155 even. So we got to scoot this whole frame that way about 1.5 inches. And we'll just try to work that kind of easy.
Oh, what? That went a bit then.
It did go a little bit, so let's just double check.
Right, we've got it all squared in now. Now we're going to start making the knee braces that go along the back. My mum and dad actually come into town in they'll be here this time next week, and I can't wait to show my dad this. He's going to absolutely love it. Okay, so we're gonna have to go to Home Depot and just get a bit of lumber for the roofing system because there's not quite enough lumber from the tree. Because when we actually milled this piece, we didn't know what it were gonna be for. So we're gonna head to Home Depot and then we're back. And it's a nice time to take a break as well because the gauge in the truck is showing 92 degrees Fahrenheit outside. So it's gonna be nice to have some aircon.
You feeling left out, huh? Hi, Betty.
I don't think I've had an ice pop since I was a kid.
It's been a day or two for me.
Does Benji boy want some?
Good boy. Yeah, good boy. Yeah. Oh, you're just mothering right up to me, aren't you? Yeah.
So the front wall's up, the back wall's up, and now we're going to tie the top end in with the rafters. So that's what we had to go to Home Depot for.
If we basically cut all these the same, that should straighten out the building, right? If we go, yeah, we can pull that off, cut that one, and we'll bring it back up, kind of test it in a few spots, and that'll be our pattern.
Now that we've got a template, it's just a case of putting the template on top and then marking every single one. And Kevin just said to me, it's not so much about getting it flush all the way down because every board's going to be a little bit different, but it's where the cut is. That part needs to be perfectly flush on this side, and then we can mark it. And as we're pulling them off the truck, Kevin's looking for the crown, which is basically the top part of a bridge, if it were exaggerated. And the underside of the bridge is the crook.
Yeah, exactly, Andy. Let me just double check that, Andy. That one was pretty straight.
The two outer boards, they're going to be on show the most. So we're going to pull the best two aside so then they can go on the ends.
Yeah, that's a good board. And this one I'm going to mark for a B. That's the very end rafter. It's called a barge rafter. So we're just going to mark that on top, barge.
Kevin really didn't want to go to Home Depot. He was hoping that we could use enough timber from what's around, but the problem is we don't have enough time to go to the mill and all that sort of stuff.
Out of that whole stack, I had 2 of the crowns going the right way. Even a blind squirrel finds an acorn every once in a while. Now we're done with our pattern, so we can just set it aside.
So if one's wrong, they're all wrong.
Yeah, one wrong, all wrong. Yeah.
Well, that's Kevin on his way home. That was a successful day. I feel like we've achieved a lot and we're ready for tomorrow morning. I did say to Kevin, okay, I'll get up an hour early tomorrow, just because Kevin's already awake and I feel bad that the sun is really starting to get hot now. But that's all for this week. Join us next week as we hopefully get this bad boy finished off. Wow, this comes together so quick.
Super duper.
Oh my gosh, Kevin!
And please hit that subscribe button. It costs naught to you, but means a lot to me.